When you think of a Supreme Court Chief Justice, you likely picture an older, serious person making vital decisions, but Louisiana's top judge is making a name for himself with a paintbrush. Take a look. He describes himself as a painter, not an artist, and he has an extensive collection of his work now on display at the Rodriguez Gallery in New Orleans. And in his spare time, John Weimer serves as Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. Chief Justice Weimer's career is a testament to hard work, the deep commitment to public service. In 1995, he was first elected district judge. Then in 98, he was elected as an appellate judge. He became Associate Justice of the Supreme Court in 2001 and took the oath of office as Chief Justice in 2021.
So this is a courtroom where litigants or their attorneys appear to make their arguments before the state Supreme Court. Our job in Louisiana is to follow the law as it is written by the legislature.
So you started out as an Associate Justice and now you're the Chief Justice.
Correct. And the Chief Justice, according to the Constitution of Louisiana, is the justice oldest in service. I wish they'd picked another word other than oldest. I am actually not the oldest, but I have served longer as a justice on the Supreme Court.
Growing up in Lafourche Parish, Weimer was the oldest of 5 kids. His mother died when he was 9 years old, but he had big dreams that didn't include Louisiana law.
I wanted to race motorcycles initially, and we did that. My brothers and I did that for a number of years.
Weimer wanted to drop out of high school and was actually named class clown.
And I finished 3rd in my high school class from the bottom. I think my siblings and I learned that an education was incredibly important.
With no money or grades, Weimer got into Nicholls State, majoring in business, and he worked as a legislative assistant in the state capitol. To bring in money to pay for school, living, and food, Weimer took on another job, working offshore on the oil rigs and supply boats.
A lot of us back then, in 4 days, I could make enough money to pay my tuition. And I tell people all the time how important it is in undergraduate school not to go just to get a diploma, but to get an education. And that's the time to experiment, that's the time to try all kinds of different things.
Outside of his work in courtrooms and education, Judge Weimer was always interested in art. In his free time, he began painting the unique landscapes around South Louisiana. Tell me, how did you get started in art? You started as a kid?
Yeah, I hate to call what I do art because art is very subjective. I've never taken any art lessons. I'm completely self-taught. It's obvious by looking at the work that I do.
Weimer was a fan of the work of George Rodriguez and was influenced by some of his early work with drawings of some of the unique landscapes around Louisiana.
But I had gone to a show of Rodriguez's work at the Cabildo, and I go home that night and I turn on the TV, and on, believe it or not, PBS, LPB, there was a story about George's life that was just remarkable.
After an exchange with Wayne Fernandez, who works for the George Rodriguez Foundation, the idea for an expansion of the Rodriguez Art Show was born.
I paint, and the show here actually said that's a painting show, you be the judge. So I relinquish that role to others to decide whether or not this classifies as art or not.
Shemzy Friesel is the curator of Rodriguez Art Studios and explains the connection of the 2 galleries of work.
This is a little bit different than what we do downstairs in the gallery. So basically the idea behind this exhibition of Judge Weimer's work is to use the space upstairs to kind of continue George's legacy by showing work that sort of ties into his perspective on art on Louisiana, and kind of have this upstairs gallery space as an expansion.
Chief Justice Weimer continues working full-time, hearing cases, overseeing the Louisiana Supreme Court, raising a family, and doing his unique style of painting whenever he has spare time. So the You Be the Judge exhibit is open at the George Rodriguez Studio in New Orleans. And you can see Justice Weimer's work 7 days a week at the Rodriguez Studios in the French Quarter. And for more information, you can go to georgerodriguez.com.